Imagine you're walking out your front door and you see them, your new neighbors, trying to carry a huge, awkward box through their doorway. You know you should say something, but what exactly? Is there a simple, low pressure way to make a great first impression without it feeling weird or forced? Hi everyone, I'm Jack, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are exploring that very common and sometimes nerve-wracking situation of introducing yourself to a new neighbor. And of course, along the way, we are going to learn some fantastic English to help you do it with confidence. Let's be honest, the thought of walking up to a complete stranger and starting a conversation can be a bit daunting. By the way, daunting means something that makes you feel slightly frightened or worried about your ability to achieve it. For example, the idea of public speaking is daunting for many people. It's this small fear that often stops us. We worry about interrupting them or saying the wrong thing. We might even convince ourselves that it's better to just wait for them to make the first move. But think about what you gain by taking that small step. A simple hello can lay the foundation for a friendly, supportive community. Knowing your neighbors can make you feel safer and more connected to where you live. It really is a small action with a big potential reward. So the first big question is, when is the right time to do it? Timing is everything. You definitely don't want to knock on their door while they are in the middle of carrying a heavy sofa up the stairs. That's just adding stress to an already stressful day. Moving is completely overwhelming for most people. By the way, overwhelming means something is so strong or difficult that it's very hard to deal with. For example, the amount of work she has this week is overwhelming. So, give them a little space to breathe. The best window of opportunity is usually within the first day or two. It shows you're friendly and aware, but you've also given them a moment to settle in. By the way, settle in is a phrasal verb that means to start to feel comfortable in a new home or place. For example, it took a few weeks to settle in after moving to the new city. Waiting a week or two can make it feel a little more awkward, as if you've been avoiding it. The perfect moment is often a casual one. Maybe you see them checking the mail, or taking out the trash, or just standing outside for a moment. These are low pressure situations. They are not in the middle of a complicated task, so they're more likely to be receptive. By the way, receptive means willing to listen to or accept new ideas or suggestions. For example, the manager was receptive to our ideas for the project. This brings us to the next point, which is what to actually say. The most important thing to remember is to keep it simple and friendly. You don't need to prepare a long speech. A warm smile is your best tool. It's universally understood and immediately breaks down barriers. Your body language often says more than your words. You can start with the most basic and effective line there is. Hi, I live right next door at number, your house number. It's simple, direct, and gives them all the information they need. Then just add a simple welcoming phrase, like, I just wanted to say, welcome to the neighborhood. This first interaction is your chance to get off on the right foot. The idiom, get off on the right foot, means to start a relationship or activity in a good way. For example, it's important to get off on the right foot with a new client. It really sets the tone for your future as neighbors. It shows you're open and approachable. After the initial introduction, you can add a little more to make the conversation feel genuine. By the way, genuine means real and sincere, not fake. For example, she gave me a genuine apology, so I forgave her. You could say something like, "We've lived here for about 5 years, and we really like it." This is a nice, positive thing to share. Another great strategy is to offer help, but without being pushy. You could say, "I know moving can be crazy, so please let us know if you need anything at all." This is a kind gesture. By the way, gesture is a word for an action you do to show how you feel. For example, giving her flowers was a kind gesture. They probably won't ask you to help them unpack their kitchen, but the offer itself is what matters. It's also nice to offer a piece of useful, local information. This shows you're helpful and connected to the area. You could mention something like, "By the way, trash collection day is Tuesday morning," or "There's a great coffee shop just around the corner if you need a break." This is a practical and easy way to be helpful. This kind of information is often much appreciated. By the way, appreciated means that you are grateful for something. For example, "Your help on this project is greatly appreciated." So, how do you keep the conversation going without it feeling forced? One way is to ask a simple, open-ended question. Avoid questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. Instead of, "Did you have a long drive?" you could try, "So, what brings you to this part of town?" This invites them to share a little more about themselves if they want to. Pay attention to their cues. Are they looking tired and distracted? Are their kids running around and screaming? If so, it's best to keep the conversation brief. You can wrap it up nicely. By the way, wrap up is a phrasal verb that means to finish something. For example, "Let's wrap up the meeting in the next 10 minutes." A perfect exit line is, "Well, I'll let you get back to it. It was really nice to meet you." This shows that you are considerate of their time and energy. By the way, considerate means you are careful not to upset other people and you think about their wishes and feelings. For example, "It was very considerate of you to bring a gift." It leaves a very positive final impression. Now, what about taking that next step? Sometimes a small welcome gift can go a long way. By the way, "go a long way" is an expression that means to be very effective or successful. For example, in business, a little politeness can go a long way. This doesn't need to be elaborate or expensive. A small potted plant is a wonderful idea. Or, if you enjoy baking, some cookies or a small cake is a classic welcome gift. If you do bring food, it's a good idea to mention the ingredients, just in case they have any allergies. It's a thoughtful touch. Another option is a simple card that says, "Welcome to the neighborhood," with your name and phone number. You can write something like, "Feel free to text if you have any questions about the area." This gives them an easy way to reach out without feeling like they are bothering you. By the way, reach out means to try to communicate with someone. For example, don't hesitate to reach out if you need any help. But what happens if your neighbors don't seem very friendly? You might say hello, and they might give a very short reply and then go inside. It's important not to take it personally. By the way, take it personally means to get upset or offended by something that someone says or does. For example, don't take it personally. He's just having a bad day. They might be extremely shy, or maybe they are just exhausted from the move. Some people are just very private and prefer to keep to themselves. By the way, keep to themselves is an expression for people who are quiet and do not spend a lot of time with other people. For example, my uncle is a quiet man who prefers to keep to himself. And that is perfectly okay. You can't force someone to be your best friend. The goal is not to become best friends overnight. The goal is to establish a peaceful and respectful environment. By making the effort to say hello, you have done your part. You have shown that you are a friendly and open person. That is all you can do, and it is more than enough. You have laid the groundwork for future positive interactions. Even if they are private people, they will remember your kindness. And if a situation ever comes up, for example, a package is accidentally delivered to your house, the interaction will be much easier because you have already broken the ice. By the way, break the ice is an idiom that means to make people who have not met before feel more relaxed with each other. For example, he told a joke to break the ice at the start of the meeting. Ultimately, this simple act of greeting a new neighbor is about more than just being polite. It's about building a community, one small interaction at a time. It's about creating a place where people look out for one another. By the way, look out for is a phrasal verb meaning to take care of someone and make sure they are okay. For example, my older sister always looks out for me. It makes your street, your apartment building, and your town feel more like a home. It's a powerful reminder that even in our busy, modern world, a little human connection can make a huge difference. It's a skill that benefits everyone involved, and it starts with nothing more than a simple, brave hello. So, the next time you see a moving truck, I hope you feel a little more prepared and a lot less nervous. It's just a conversation. You've got this. That simple act of reaching out is what transforms a collection of houses into a real neighborhood. It's a small effort that truly reinforces our shared sense of community. If you found this topic helpful for your English learning journey, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode. Here, we explore fascinating topics from science and psychology to real stories and success, all while helping you master the English language. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.